Hello, Shabbat Shalom. How are you, Arlene? How you doing, Ron?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to some special days for our community and, of course, Shabbat for us. And I guess we're going to have something that people are looking for, and that's some white stuff on the ground tomorrow. And I think for some people that's going to be, really special. All I can think of is having to shovel 10 to 15 centimeters, but what the heck? It still sounds like fun.
No, but we got you. That's what you have all these grandchildren for. Between
That's
the
right.
13 of us, we will make short work of it.
So remember, kids, shovel the walkway tomorrow, make your snowmen, but shovel the walkway for your parents and grandparents. So, Rabbi, should we begin our Shabbat celebrations?
Let's start.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. And Ron, can you give us some Shabbat music to start with before we do our story?
I think so. Because we're getting close to the end of the year, I thought a good theme for this service and the next one could be to wrap up some of our favorites from the past year. So I wanted to go back to Dan Nichols' song that we sing during Rosh Hashanah called Sweet as Honey. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Sweet as honey, sweet as honey, sweet as honey on our tongue. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asot b'divrei Torah, la'asot b'divrei Torah. Shabbat shalom, guys.
Okay, so we have two New Year's. Actually, there are many New Year's, and we're going to be having another New Year's celebration in January when we celebrate the birthday of the trees on Tu B'Shvat. So as we are getting close to the end of our year, and as many of our community are about to celebrate for them a special holiday, the holiday of Christmas, Rabbi, do you have a story for us tonight?
I do. I have a great story. It's about being part of a community and how we help each other. So this story is called Who Will Help? There was a road in a kingdom that went from this place to that place, and it was a little bit bumpy in some of the places, and in some of the places it was completely flat. In some of the other places, the road was so hilly, and then it got smooth at the very same time, and many different people used the road. Some of them needed to get to places quickly, and some would just walk along, and some would carry everything from one town to the next. Some of them be on their way on the road from somewhere and stop, and they would just take a good look at the view. But most people came across that road at one point or another, and it helped them. It helped them to get everywhere they needed to go, if it was to the market, or to their homes, or to their farms, or to the palace. But one day, seemed almost out of nowhere, there was a large boulder that ended up in the middle of the road, and the people that came across the boulder weren't really sure where it came from, and they didn't know what to do. But they still had to get where they were going. This one to the market, that one to the palace, this one home to her house. And so each of them just squeezed themselves by, and they yelled at the king's staff and that they should have moved it, or they yelled about the king. But each of them in their own way, they found a way to just squeeze around the boulder, or they turned and decided to take a different way until a farmer came along. And she knew that she also needed to get past the boulder, but she also knew there was no other way for her to go. And she was carrying lots of crops and things that needed to be delivered. And so she did the one thing that she knew needed doing. She stopped and she took the time and she moved that boulder. It wasn't easy. It took all her energy and a lot of effort. And there were a few people that did help when they came along and she asked them, but some of them, when she asked them, they just turned away. They did not want to help. And finally, when she had moved that boulder all the way off the road and she was about to get going on her way with everything that she was carrying so she could deliver it to other people, she found underneath the boulder there was a full bag of gold. And inside the bag, there was a special note. And the note said that this was a gift from the king. The king had placed that boulder there on the road as a bit of a test because he wanted people to come across that boulder and see what could be done if they would help. He knew that eventually somebody would see it and say, well, if this is a challenge for me, it's got to be hard for others too. And so maybe it would be me that would do what needed doing. I'll fix it for all of us, he figured someone might say. And the person that helped that king believed, as was written in the note, should then also be helped. The farmer smiled a big smile, and she shared some of the gold with all the others that helped her. And she even gave away some of it to those people that were in need. And then she took the rest of it, and she continued on her way. So I wonder if there's ever been a time when you've realized you're the one person that can do the thing that needs to be done, or if anyone's ever asked you for help. Has anyone asked you for help? Have you helped them? And that's the story.
It's a great story at this time of the year, and we all have to think about all the beautiful holidays that we've all been celebrating and the fact that there's going to be a new year, 2021, and we have to think of all those acts of kindness that we are capable of doing. And they don't have to be big acts, but they have to be things that we do because we care for each other. So it's a wonderful way to start ending this year. That's been a kind of hard year, and a beautiful way to start next year by thinking of all the acts of kindness, all the things we can do to help, whether we're asked or not asked to do, and think about not just ourselves, but everybody else. And I think if we can do that, then we're assured that every new year will be a little bit better than the previous year. So thank you for the story, Rabbi. And I want to wish everybody happy holidays. And for our friends and neighbors who are celebrating Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. And Ron, can we end up with a really freilich, joyous Shabbat song for the end of our Kabbalat Shabbat service?
Definitely. It's been a while since we've all been together to sing Hine Matov. It's probably one of the most joyous, ruach-filled songs we have. So, and I encourage, it is Christmas Eve after all. It is the end of the year. If you guys want, move a little bit. The last thing you have to do before you get to drink some wine, eat some food, have all the fun stuff. We go like this. Hine Matov, Zithu Manayim, Hine Matov, Zithu Manayim. Oh, I said Hine Matov Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Alright, you guys gotta repeat. I said Hine Matov, I said Hine Matov, I said Hu Manayim, I said Hu Manayim, Hine Matov, Hine Matov, I said Hu Manayim, Hu Manayim, I said Hine Matov, Manayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. You break it down a little bit smaller, it goes like this. I said Hine Matov, Huma, I said Naim, oh Shevet Achim, oh I said Gam Yachad, we'd end it like this. Say, Hine matov u'manayim shavetakin gam ya. Hine matov u'manayim shavetakin gam ya. Hine matov u'manayim shavetakin gam ya. Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom. What a great way to end our Kabbalat Shabbat together, because we are all together and it's wonderful.
Okay, remember, if there's snow on that driveway this afternoon or tonight or tomorrow, please remember, help shovel it, okay?
See what you can do to help others. Shabbat shalom.
Help your booby. Help your booby.
You're
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Take care.